Hello, everyone. My name is Grateful Queen. Welcome back to Queen on the Case. This is episode 2. And so I think that it's really, really important to take a moment to speak with someone. And if it's not for that, you can also speak to someone that is going through it. A conversation can save someone's life. So here, I have posted the prevention line, and also I will post, like right now, I have on the screen the signs to look out for. And I want us as a community to feel like there is hope, feel like there is help. I can speak for myself that I have had postpartum depression. And I feel as though that was the only time where I felt hopeless, where I felt that there was, damn, but shit, I can't do anything right, you know? Or feeling like I have nothing to give anymore because I am so tired, because I cannot rest, because I am always on edge. And that creates the anxiety, and that creates the mood swings, and that creates this bigger problem that really stems in that mental health, right? And if we need to get a conversation, if we need to find solace, if we need to be heard, better that than the other option. So right now, I want to go ahead and play some videos from News 10. And I want us to just look at some of the news reports as it happened. So,
Well, new information revealed in the case of the family found dead in their Andover home. Police say it's a double murder suicide.
Now they've released the 911 call that sent them rushing to the scene. Our Monica Medea joins us in the newsroom with the latest.
This is a case that left an entire family dead. The Essex County District Attorney saying the father and shooter, Andrew Robinson, called 911 just after 3 a.m. February 9th. Investigators say the voice of Sebastian Robinson, his 12-year-old son, could be heard loudly in the background. Then smashing sounds, which investigators now believe were gunshots. So when officers arrived minutes later, they saw through a window the wife and mother, Linda, with injuries.
wow.
They forced their way into the home. They believe Robinson shot his wife and then his son. All 3 members of the family died of gunshot wounds. Inside that home, they found a handgun that was registered to Andrew. Investigators say interviews with family and friends revealed that Andrew was depressed and was being treated by doctors. The Andover police chief acknowledging that a motive for this tragedy will not be known, but he hopes there is some closure for the rest of the family. If you or someone you know is suffering from crisis, there is help. SafeLink, the number here on your screen, it's a statewide toll-free domestic violence hotline. Of course, you can also call or text 988 if you or anyone you know is experiencing a mental health emergency.
Perfect. And as you could see towards the end of the video, it gave you 2 phone numbers. If anybody is ever in crisis, self-included, sometimes it's easier to speak with a stranger than your direct family or your friends because you feel like what you're going to say is a burden, or you feel like you won't be heard. There's always hope, and there's always someone there. So I just want to kind of give that backbone. If you have not heard it, you are worthy of being here. And if you are suffering from crisis or mental health issues, there is help. Even if it feels like there isn't, there are resources. Now, I want to go ahead and show one more video before I start to wrap up. And this one gives a little more memorial aspect of it. And I know that they have a video of Sebastian in it as well. So I wanted to go ahead and embed embed it as well. Let me go ahead and do that right now.
On a lot of people, and police, they are still on the scene here in Andover tonight, trying to figure out why this all happened.
Very, very concerning, very concerning. I think gun violence is endemic in the country.
Inside this Andover home, the unthinkable. 3 members of the same family found dead, including Sebastian Robinson, a 6th grader at St. John's Prep.
Sebastian was a wonderful young man. He's a kind and gentle presence. He was well loved by his teachers.
Authorities say 56-year-old Andrew Robinson died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. His 55-year-old wife Linda and their 12-year-old son Sebastian died from gunfire as well, in what investigators are describing as a case of murder-suicide, prompting more concerns about a growing mental health crisis.
Obviously, we know the how. We're trying to figure out the why right now.
Police say they received a 911 call from someone inside the house before 3:30 this morning. Officers arriving at the Porter Road home had to break down 2 doors to get inside. Another tough crime scene for first responders here in Massachusetts.
We're always concerned about their well-being. These men and women do an extraordinary job under some very difficult circumstances.
Back at St. John's and Danvers, classes were canceled and there's a prayer service on campus tonight. The school has been in contact with parents and students throughout the day.
Our community is heartbroken by the tragic loss of Sebastian. The loss of a student within the context of a school, especially someone so young, is heartbreaking.
Now, the DA here in Essex County says people who are struggling with mental health issues or other issues at home should get help. Classes at St. John's have been canceled for a 2nd day. Well, live in Andover, John Roney, NBC 10 Boston.
Speaking of that help, John, if you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, help is available. On your screen right now is the number to SafeLink, which is Massachusetts statewide domestic violence hotline. It's free and staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Bilingual advocates are also on staff.
Yeah, that was I wanted to include that because it really shows the impact that not only did it affect his community, but his schools and really the outreach of when something tragic like this happens, the extent of which it's felt. Now, I want to go ahead and start wrapping up this video. Thank you so much for coming back and or listening to this one. And I really want us to think of mental health the same way we think about exercise and dieting and appointments. It's easy to let that one slip by, right? And not do a mental check. But really checking in on self, checking in on the people around you is so important. Mental health is just that, the health part of it. Now, let's go ahead and start wrapping up this video. Now that we've talked about the prevention, I want to talk about... Hello, everyone. This is Grateful Queen from the future, aka in the editing process. And there was one thing that I had left out that I really wanted to get a little deeper into. Now, I had mentioned, talking about people's mental health, but I want to take this moment to just break down what that means and use it as not only a moment to talk about it, but really define it, right? So mental health is really the condition that someone, with regard to what their emotions are and also psychologically. So a lot of the times when someone has, say poor mental health, typically they can't regulate their emotions, or psychologically they have a lot of things going on. So behavior, but in day-to-day life, it's so subtle. Yeah. So really taking a moment to assess, to connect with people, being physically active, learning some new skills, also just paying attention to yourself and others are a few examples on how to improve your mental health. And, it's case by case, but some people love to just get full of nature. Some people like to have a moment to themselves. Some people like to journal, whatever it is, but really taking a moment to make sure that emotionally and psychologically you're healthy. So I'm going to plug this into the video. I hope everybody is feeling good and looking good. And back to, as we close this chapter, we honor the memories of Linda and Sebastian Robinson from Andover. They were loved deeply by their friends, their family, moreover, the community, and they leave behind forever mourning their loss. So, thank you for watching this episode of Queen on the Case. If you or someone you love is dealing with domestic violence, mental health issues, they are not alone. So please reach out to the National DV hotline or local resources. Again, I put a couple in this video as well. And as always, have a great day. Be aware, love on your people, and stay grateful. My name is Grateful Queen, and I'm out.